Welcome back to another video. This time it's going to be my Vita collection. And it's just like my PS4. I only have 7 games, physical games for the Vita. But the Vita, a lot of people hate on the Vita, say it's a dead system. If you actually look at how many games are on the Vita, games in general, there's over, I want to say 1,100, over 1,200 or so games. It's quickly becoming one of the systems with the most amount of games of all time. Not the most. I think the PS2 shares that title, but Vita is still, it has well over 1,000 games for it, both digital and physical. Some are exclusive, some are multi-platform, some are indie, some are AAA, some are Japanese, some are, there's a whole, slew of games for it. Does it have issues? Yes, the Vita does have tons of issues. Is it as good as the 3DS? Well, to me, no. Obviously, I love my 3DS, but it's all subjective. It's all down to opinion. And me personally, I feel like the Vita, along with the Wii U, are two of the most underrated systems in the current age. I just feel like those two systems in particular get a lot of hate. And I have a lot of digital games for the Vita, as well as, like I said, I have 7 physical games here, and I'm going to share those with you today. So, first thing first is Child of Light. I waited until this got a physical release, and it only got a physical release in America on the Vita. So that's why I chose to get this game on the Vita, because I'm a big fan of physical releases. I wanted it for my collection, so I chose the Vita version over PS3, PS4, Wii U, etc. But it's a really, really awesome game. It's put out by Ubisoft. I don't normally support Ubisoft. I don't really care for most of their games, but this was a game I just had to get. I think this was like $20 when it came out or something. The physical version, really awesome. Freedom Wars. This is another. The Vita has what I like to call a lot of hunting games, kind of like Monster Hunter, but I like Monster Hunter, but I'm not the biggest fan of it like other people are. I actually prefer a lot of the hunting games on the Vita, and this is one of them. It's called Freedom Wars. Really interesting take on it. It takes place in the future where everyone is pretty much a criminal and has sins, and you have to take on missions to alleviate your punishment and those sins. And it actually has a lot of futuristic gunplay mechanics as well as melee combat, and it has a cool grappling feature, and there's quite a few things about this that make it really stand out from the other hunting games on the Vita or 3DS or whatever system you want to call it, whatever system you want to talk about, pretty much. Muramasa Rebirth. I'm a big fan of Muramasa the Demon Blade when it came out on the Wii. Played the fuck out of that game. And when this was coming out, this is the first game I got for my Vita, because, it's coming out on the Vita. I love Vanillaware. I love Muramasa, and they had DLC that was going to come out for it that was going to extend the game. And the DLC is only $5 a pop. I've only bought, I want to say, the first 2 DLCs, but I need to get the other 2. I have beaten the first one. But awesome game. There's not much change here from the Wii version, to be honest. Obviously, it looks a little bit more crisper on the Vita screen. It has trophies, usual stuff. But the DLC is really where it shines. Really great game. I love Vanillaware. I love their content. I love their art style. The way they make their games. There's a really underappreciated developer in this day and age. So definitely check this out. I had to get the collector's edition of this too, which I have. Actually, if I show you real quick, I know I've shown it on camera before, but it's been a while. But this is my PS Vita. I have the original Generation 1. It's a white one, the one that came with Assassin's Creed, but I did not get the Assassin's Creed Liberation. But Muramasa decal. It's a decal and a screen protector all in one. It looks pretty slick, really slick. Love it, really love it. That came with the collector's edition of this. Ragnarok Odyssey Ace, another sort of hunting game, Japanese RPG. Really good stuff. Just an awesome action RPG. Lots of customization. Go on missions. It has cross save and cross play with the PS3 version. Not much else to say. It's really cool. Tearaway. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the developer. I think it's Media Molecule, because they make. I know they make Little Big Planet. I don't really care for Little Big Planet, but Tearaway is awesome. It was a game that just really stood out to me when it was first announced, and I got it on day one, and it's an awesome game. They recently reimagined it, remade it, whatever you want to call it, for the PS4. And in the future, at first I was like, really? You're going to port it over to the PS4? But I've seen since then they've done a lot to the game, and in the future I might pick that up for cheap. But the Vita version is really where it shines. It really utilizes all the Vita's features, from the motion sensing, the camera, touchscreen, touchpad, the wireless features. Everything about the Vita is utilized in this game, and none of it feels gimmicky or tacked on. Like, the game revolves around all the features while still being a fun platforming game. It's awesome. Token and Kiwami, another hunting game. This one's actually made by Koei Tecmo. As you know, they make the Warriors games. So Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, Dragon Quest Heroes, all those One Piece games, you know, so on and so forth, as well as like Dead or Alive, Ninja Gaiden. You know, they all make all those games. So this is a hunting game like Monster Hunter and them. I've heard this compared to like a mix between Monster Hunter and Bloodborne with some warrior stuff thrown in, and I could see that. That's kind of what I would describe it to. It's a really, really fun game. You can also get it on the PS4 as well. Last game I have is Wipeout 2048. I'm not a big racing person when it comes to regular, like, realistic cars. Like, I don't care about Forza, I don't care about Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, any of that. The only one with realistic cars I like is Burnout. But when it comes to more fantasy stuff, futuristic racers I love. I love F-Zero. I recently got Fast Racing Neo on the Wii U, which I love that game. And Wipeout. I really like Wipeout as well. Wipeout is my least favorite of the three I just mentioned, but I still love Wipeout a lot. It's a really awesome game. And this game on the Vita really shows the Vita's potential, like with the graphics and everything. Like, this game is actually really beautiful, runs really well on the Vita. Really good game. You can find this cheap. I think you can find this almost well below $20, probably around $10. I think I got mine for like, I want to say 13, and this was like half a year ago or so, maybe a year ago that I had this, so it's been a while. So that was my Vita collection there. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned. More coming soon. Peace.